And this is what it looks like when I do the green smoothie bowls for my photos. And then I just throw everything in a bowl so we can actually eat it. There's like oatmeal and yogurt and berries and lots of different things in here. Okay, lunchtime. I just photographed this stuff. Some of the Napa cabbage salad, and I added a little bit of watercress today. And these things were photographed, but not like this. A bunch of different things: beets, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, avocados, and mushies. And that's his salad. So here's lunch. Snacking on nuts is a no-no for a Nutritarian, but that's what I'm doing right now. I'm also having a cup of soup. This is the last of my Christmas cabbage soup with some of that salad dressing that I just made added in. This is basically the Asian peanut dressing, and it's really good in the soup. So that's an idea for you. These Nutritarian dressings are made of like nuts and vinegar and things like that, which are all really great things to put in soup. So if you have some dressings around, consider throwing them in your soup to make them creamy and change the flavor up a little bit. This one works really well. So that's my dinner for now. Emergency sweet tooth smoothie. Let's see if it works. Well, it didn't really work, but that's all I have to say. We're at the Britney Spears concert. Hey guys! Okay, I received a question from Jennifer on one of my very recent videos that says, one thing I'd love to know more about is the importance or the not so importance of a high protein diet. I've had weight loss surgery and all you hear about is protein overload and very low carb. I've read mixed research on the subject. So I'm going to do a little video here today with a response from Dr. Furman from The End of Heart Disease. That's this book here, End of Heart Disease. I really suggest you pick this one up if you are able to. I'm going to put a link for it down below. This is one of my favorite books. I don't have heart disease. I don't want heart disease. Heart disease is the biggest killer in our country. So this is something that I want to prevent, and this gives you really, really good information on how to do that. I'm going to read a little section here from page, let's see, it starts on page 188, and this is in the section that's high protein means high death rate. So let's get into it. I'm going to skip a little bit here, but not even a case series of a small number of individuals on a paleo or animal protein-based diet has ever shown a reversal of advanced heart disease. Even though hundreds of books are written, lots of big words are thrown around, and lots of claims are made to the contrary, it's just all hot air. These meat-based diets are the problem, not the solution. Just as our discussion in the last chapter of all the boutique salts that have appeared on the market concluded that salt is salt, the same is true of meats. Lean, grass-fed, free-range, or wild meat is meat. And this holds true when we consider the supposed benefits of meat for cancer prevention as well. When presented with overwhelming evidence that diets high in meat and animal fat are dangerous, the paleo crowd sometimes responds by denying the evidence. Paleo proponents argue that the dangers are associated only with the consumption of commercial meat, not wild or pasture-fed animals. This is not true. Much of the research showing the risks of having too much animal products in the diet is based on studies of hundreds of different countries and populations, especially low and middle income populations, that tend to eat naturally raised animal products. Countries and populations that consume mostly grass-fed animals still have among the highest rates of heart disease and cancer in the world. For example, Uruguay, home of the gaucho, is a country, I think I said that right, I don't know, is a country where people are renowned for their skills in raising cattle. It's one of the world's top consumers of red meat per capita and also stands out as having one of the highest cancer rates in the world. Australia is another example of a country with very high rates of cancer and heart disease. Nonetheless, most people in Australia eat meat only from grass-fed animals. More than 70% of the meat is from cattle that spend their lives grazing. In fact, the U.S. imports much of its supply of grass-fed meat from Australia. The point is this: natural animal products may be a touch safer than products from animals raised differently, and certainly it makes sense to eat cleaner, more natural sources for the smaller amounts of animal products that you might consume. But to achieve optimal health, there's no escaping the fact that you must significantly reduce or eliminate the consumption of animal products, whether naturally raised or not. Even primitive cultures with diets high in animal products and obviously no processed foods, sweets, or trans fats show early development of heart disease. For example, in the Horus study, the mummified remains and arteries of 4 ancient populations were examined, including the Unangan hunters of the Aleutian Islands. The examination of the Unangan remains identified severe atherosclerosis. This was highly significant, especially given the relatively young age of death noted in the remains. Other scientific investigations have documented the fact that evidence does not support the often touted myth that populations that eat high amounts of fish and meat have a lower rate of heart disease, stroke, and cancer. Facts regarding the Inuit people show that they had an unusually high rate of strokes and typically died young. The Mongols, another population that eats a large amount of meat, were noted to develop a much higher rate of heart disease compared with people in parts of China. Advanced atherosclerosis showed up at an early age, and researchers also noted increased nervous disorders, hardening of the kidneys, and cholesterol deposits in the eyes, even in the young. By comparison, I'm going to just skip a little bit of this, some more information about that. So let's stop for a moment and reflect on this finding. It's a life and death choice we're discussing. Thousands of studies have now documented health risks from meat-heavy diets. These risks cannot be ignored, a point made by scientists from the World Cancer Research Fund and the American Institute for Cancer Research. These organizations systematically analyzed more than 1,000 studies and confirmed that diets low in fibrous plant foods and high in meat were linked to bowel cancer. As a result, the WCRF AICR Continuous Update Project came out with the firm recommendations for people to consume a whole food, plant-rich diet. That's some powerful stuff, you guys. And like I always say, the most important thing for you to be able to stick to diets like this is for you to have the education in your mind as you're trying to learn this stuff, especially when you're getting started. You have to kind of have a little mini degree about nutrition in order for you to really understand these things and have them stick in your mind. So learning little tidbits like this, reading the books on your own, doing audiobooks, doing podcasts, doing different things like that can really, really go a long way towards arming your mind so that you make better decisions when you open up your fridge or you look in your pantry or you're throwing out stuff you shouldn't have in your house. So some information for you about high protein. I'm going to be doing more videos on each of these topics as I go once I get more into the just nutrient nuggets that I'm going to be doing in a couple days. So look out for some more information about all of these topics. If you really like these videos and you think they help you, please like, subscribe, comment. Those are the ways that you can help me and see some appreciation there. I would love that if you do that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!